Hi everyone, my name is Alec Fisher. I am a queer documentary filmmaker and media entrepreneur based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I'm really excited to be able to share a little bit more about myself with you tonight, a little bit more about the work that I'm doing, and also my experiences with the cohort thus far. I do remember when I first got into the cohort and was accepted, it was cause for celebration. I was really excited that it could be that thing for me that helped ground me in place, in community, and within myself. And I have to give a huge shout out to Kamani and Jacob for leading this and being committed to us as a cohort. Through their teachings and their guidance, I've taken away a ton of skills and added a ton of things to my repertoire of self-care and mindfulness activities that have helped me ground myself in the months following the start of this experience. I remember there was one session where we did some really intensive breathing and physical tuning in to our bodies in ways that I hadn't really done before. And at the end of the session, I remember laying on the ground and I just started bawling. And it was just such a release of tension and emotion, and it felt so healing in a way that I didn't know I needed. And that, I think, has been the majority of this experience, has been learning things and healing in ways I didn't know I needed until it happened, and being like, oh my gosh, how do I get more of this? Another thing that I've been really grateful for is the cohort itself. Being able to connect with all of these incredible young queer entrepreneurs and change makers, it's been really exciting to be able to get to know them, get to know their work, to be among them in these conversations. I've gotten to put my perspective forward. I've gotten to hear perspectives from others. I've gotten to share in parallels with an experience. Even though we're located across the country from each other, we're able to connect in ways that feel familiar and feel, like family, in ways that are deeply personal. I also want to name that the funding has been really important. And for me as a filmmaker, the project I'm working on is a documentary series. And this funding has helped me buy hard drives and find support with materials I've needed that traditional funding avenues aren't as keen to put forward. Especially for a documentary series project, the majority of funding I've found is for feature length or short projects, not as much series. And so being able to have a little bit more cushion in the work I'm doing with the funding provided by this experience, I'm very grateful for that. And I just want to name how important it is. Money is not everything, but it is important in our current everyday. And so I think being able to supply some of that to these change makers has made a real difference for the projects that we're working on. The project I'm working on is a documentary series, like I said earlier, and it focuses on pandemic experiences for people across a bunch of different industries. Now, I'm based in Minneapolis, and so the project is naturally based within a Midwest context. That's important to me because I feel like Midwestern narratives aren't often told by mainstream media, especially East and West Coast media sources. And as a filmmaker based in the Midwest, I want to bring those stories forward to mainstream audiences. I've been able to film more than 300 interviews with folks across more than 40 industries over the last 10 months or so. And I've interviewed everyone from gold medal winning Olympic athletes who competed in Tokyo to actors who were on Broadway and had to move back to the Midwest when Broadway shut down. I've talked to touring musicians who went from selling out 100,000 person shows to being silent by themselves. And I've talked to everyday folks who you might not have heard of, librarians, therapists, teachers, nurses. The specific avenue that the Pride Network is supporting through this cohort are episodes focused on queer-centric stories. And so because of the funding, because of the support, I've been able to film drag performers. I've been able to film queer adult entertainers and folks who haven't gotten the spotlight in ways that they deserve and are now able to share their story in new ways that will hopefully reach bigger audiences. The impact I've already seen from the work has been really exciting. I won 4 regional Emmys earlier this fall for the original 6 episodes that I published back last winter. And then the series as a whole was named a finalist next to a series by the New York Times and a series by the South China Morning Post by the Online News Association, which for me as an independent creator, as someone who did this with, scrapping together the resources I could find to make an independent project come to life that was, a passion project through and through, to have it be released and to be named next to these major institutions of journalism was very affirming and also showed me that these stories matter. And I knew the stories mattered, but to feel that affirmation and to feel the validation that other folks knew it too, has been really cool. And so I'm excited to continue doing the work, to continue putting out episodes. We've got about 34 episodes that will be in the pipeline to be released in 2022. I've been working with Glad Media and a few other partners to figure out how we can plug those into the broader sphere of media in general. And I'm really excited for what's to come. So I'm thankful that I'm able to speak with all of you today. I'm thankful to be a part of this opportunity through the Pride Network. And I'm also just forever thankful and grateful to Kamani and Jacob for their commitment and work with our cohort, doing the work, helping guide us, and supporting us. And to all of you watching, imagine what we could do with more funding. Imagine what we could do if we could double the cohort size. The impact is already palpable. I hope that this shows you a little glimpse of what it's been like to be in the cohort experience. And I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you all for listening.